It's Patrick. I just wanted to go live again and talk a little bit more about imposter syndrome like we've been doing. I was a little hesitant today just because I can hear my dogs barking downstairs, and that's just kind of part of the process. So, yeah, talking about imposter syndrome, getting some good feedback, feeling like people are really resonating with this and really kind of feeling this come up for themselves when they start to think about stepping outside of their comfort zones. I know for myself, I hosted a beta testing course for my upcoming Taking the Leap course to help therapists build their businesses and start their private practices with six friends. And my fear going into that was like, they're going to tell me that this isn't worth the money. I'm incompetent. Why the hell would anyone buy this from me? Like, your content sucks. You need to work on this, that, and this. I notice that imposter syndrome for myself can come up sometimes as like internalized frustration and feeling like incapable of doing something and really losing sight of how to put the pieces in place, right? So I was trying to create a PowerPoint for a group that I'm in right now, and I was really struggling to get the slides to look the way I wanted them to look, and I noticed that frustration coming up. And my first instinct is like, you're clearly not capable of doing this. This is something that you shouldn't even try to do. It's something that you should just hire out, or maybe that like you don't have the voice for this, or you don't have the reach for this, or you don't have the creativity. And I really start to get in my head about like beating the shit out of myself and really thinking about like this is just not going to be successful. Recognizing what's coming up for you is really a lot of the battle, because if I didn't have that awareness of like, okay, I'm feeling frustrated, right? Because this isn't working the way I want it to. I'm not used to Canva. I'm not used to creating PowerPoints that look good, that grab your attention. This is new. This is what's happening for me. Oh, okay. It's not that you're incapable or that you can't create. It's more so that you just aren't in the headspace to do so right now. So take a break, take a step back, and come back to this a different time. And by doing so, I was able to finish that last night, and it felt much better. And it was still a bit frustrating because I'm just, it's not my strong suit. But just recognizing for us that a lot of the time when this is starting to really bubble up for us and we begin to get really frustrated internally, that's what's happening. It's not that you're not capable of doing it. It's just that the process feels overwhelming, and because it feels unfamiliar, it then feels unsafe, and then it kind of creates this almost like toxic shame mentality of like, oh my God, that inner critic is telling me I'm not confident, I'm not capable, etc., 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 whatever that voice says. So I really want you to try really hard when you're noticing that internalized frustration feeling of like, oh my God, I'm trying something new and it's out of my comfort zone and it's really overwhelming. Take a step back, do some breathing, get away from your phone or your tablet or your laptop and just like ground. Let's get grounded. Let's be in nature. Let's not focus on the cognitive process right now and get out of our heads. Let's evoke the senses and regulate the nervous system. Let's come back to this at a later time. And that's something to remember too. When imposter syndrome starts to rear its head, it's like we need to recognize that work in progress, right? Like we're constantly a work in progress. We're constantly editing, improving, taking feedback, and then kind of adapting. So just want to think about that and just be really patient with yourselves when you're feeling that frustration. Have a good Tuesday. Take care.